Hello and good evening. Welcome to the latest edition of Find My Divine. Psychic readings, life guidance in an effort to help you create a better and happier version of you. My name is Stefan Rybak, and it is my gift, it is my honor, it is my pleasure to be your host and your master of ceremonies. I want to let you know that if life has knocked you down, if you have felt lost and hopeless and abandoned, if you have believed that your best days are behind you and that there is nothing more to life, I welcome you to this show. Our goal with Find My Divine, not only tonight, but every time this show broadcasts, our goal every time is to turn things around for you in a way that is dramatically and significantly better. If you are looking for a message that is positive and encouraging and enlightening and empowering, then welcome to tonight's edition of Find My Divine. Welcome to everyone watching around the world. Welcome to psychic and astrologer extraordinaire Peter Marks. Good evening, Peter.
Stefan, good evening. How are you, my friend?
Peter, I'm feeling very lucky. I'm feeling very fortunate, feeling very, very blessed. For those who are watching that may not know Peter Marks, and I find that hard to believe because he is world renowned, but in case you don't, Peter Marks has been a spiritual life coach for over 30 years. He's done psychic readings for royalty, for Hollywood celebrities, and for people from all walks of life, the known, the well known, and the people who will never be known. Peter has read for them all. Peter provides insights on career, love life, family, and personal issues, and he is known for his uncanny accuracy. Peter is a deeply spiritual man, and he believes that faith is a powerful force that can shape lives and indeed shape society and shape the entire world in very, very positive ways. Peter's clients adore his warm and friendly personality, his unique approach, and his very, very positive perspective. Once again, Peter, good evening.
Thank you, Stefan. It is a joy, it is a privilege, and I'm very excited about tonight's program.
We have a very special guest joining us on tonight's program, a very, very special guest. In fact, I would say out of all the shows that we've done, and I know Peter would agree with me, out of all the shows that we've done, and we always do some initial promotional marketing and advertising for every show, out of all the shows I've done, the person that seems to have received the greatest amount of excitement in terms of a special guest is Joan Carra. Joan Carra, good evening and welcome to Find My Divine.
I'm speechless to let just the ESP go out. I can't believe it. I do have to say, Peter is the psychic who predicted I would be a psychic 10 years before I became a psychic. I thought he was crazy. He did my astrology chart. He had this incredible show on public access. There was no internet. And I went to him and he said, and your 10th house, you Scorpio, you have to bring something dead alive. What does that mean? Sure enough, I years later moved and I had a box of old audio tapes, and I said, "Oh, this is the astrologer." And I remembered what he said. All of a sudden, I went, "I'm a medium." He was 100% accurate.
Oh, well, who are watching that may not know who Joan is, Joan Carra has been a psychic medium for over 30 years, specializing in spiritual counseling and providing messages from loved ones who have passed. Joan has been recognized in 7 books, including the very first edition, The 100 Top Psychics in America. And if you're a psychic and you're going to be recognized in a book, that's the one you want to be recognized in, the 100 top psychics in America. Joan's also been in by many publications, including the Wall Street Journal and the New York Daily News. And I don't want to put words in your mouth, Joan, but I would say, in addition to being interviewed by the Street Journal and the New York News, that this is probably one of the biggest thrills of your career, is being on this show with Peter, right?
I say yes because the press doesn't always treat us so nice, and you guys are wonderful. Sometimes they
we
psychic.
we put forth serious information, but we try in a very positive way, and we also try to have fun. So people are tuning, as I said, people are tuning in from all over the world, and we've got Debbie Rice. Debbie Rice has been waiting very, very
I know
patiently
Debbie.
backstage.
Oh,
Debbie, how are you this evening?
I am great. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Debbie, where
Debbie
are you
met in the
tuning in from?
Renaissance
Where are you
Fair.
from?
I am from New Jersey, northern New Jersey. And as Joan was just saying, I met her, oh gosh, years and years ago at the Renaissance Fair the first time. And we've been friends since.
Yeah. All
Since
right, Debbie.
you have already spoken with Joan at the Renaissance Fair, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a snap decision here and have you talk with Peter. The part of the mystique of this show is getting it from someone who has never interacted with you before, someone who's before. Now, I do want to ask you, yes or no, have you ever spoken with Peter Marks before?
No, and I am honored to speak with him
You've
this
never
evening.
spoken with Peter Marks. You've never communicated on the internet, on social media with Peter Marks. Have you two ever communicated in any way, shape, or form?
No, we have not.
Okay, so tonight, this is the very first time that you're seeing Peter, and this is the very first time that Peter is seeing you. So I know Peter's going to ask you a few different questions, but the first he's going to ask you is, what is your date of birth?
Okay, date of birth is April 17th, and I presume you want the year too, which is okay.
We do.
Yes, please.
1959.
1959.
April 17th, 1959. And that means you had a birthday recently. So happy recent birthday. And April 7th, 1959. Now, I do want to explain, since this is the first time that you're speaking with Peter, the reason that we ask the date of birth, Peter has created a very extensive and very dynamic astrological chart. And in order for him to access the specific information about you, he needs your date of birth. So, Peter, what do you have for Debbie?
Well, Debbie, the first thing that I want to tune in for you and to tell you, and I think you may already know this, are you aware that you're a very old soul that came into this life?
Wondered about that, but not totally aware, no.
All right. You are a very, very old soul, which is wonderful. I also want to say you're very proactive. You're a doer. You're a doer. And when people tell you you can't do something, you go ahead and prove them wrong. Okay. Yeah. What I also want to find out from you, you've been going through a lot of changes in your life over the past 2 or 3 years. Have you been reevaluating what you're doing and the direction that you are going in? Because that's what the guides are telling me.
Yes, almost in every aspect, yes.
Okay. I'm also feeling, and I want to ask you this because they're actually showing me education, they're showing me reading. Are you connected at all? Because I feel classes around you. Are you taking any classes now, or are you thinking about doing anything around education?
I've thought around the arts, but I have not done it yet.
Okay. Are you aware also, do you know what your life purpose is, Debbie?
I know how I affect people around me, but per se, no. I think if I had to guess, I'd say I've helped people come forward and their joys.
Okay, let me tell you this. You came in with the life purpose of balancing in relationships. Relationships are very, very important to you. They're of paramount importance to you, but don't be taken advantage of. Don't allow people to get too close to you and to start trying to control you and take advantage of you. Are you connecting with this?
Yes. It's something I've learned. Yes.
All right. Have you learned that lesson heretofore?
I'm hoping so. Yes.
I also want to say, do you feel an energy shift? Your guides are showing me an energy shift for you. And I want to know, they're saying an energy, you're a very positive person. You're normally very positive. You're very uplifting. You love to be around positivity. You don't like negativity
True.
because you could walk into a room and as soon as you walk in, the whole room lights up. You love to encourage people and you like to make people feel good about themselves and happy. And I want to say to you also, they're also telling me you normally you like to take projects. You like to take things, a concept, and apply it and put it into proactivity. Are you identifying with that?
Yes. As long as I like the project, or else I'm
As long as
terrible.
you like the project. And if you don't like the project, you're not going to accept it.
No.
All right. Are there specific questions that you have myself and the guides? Because they're here and they just also asked me, I don't know why they're saying this. Were there any issues growing up where a parent was not always there for you or they were missing?
Oh, that's a heavy question. They were there. They were busy. I was, my mom was the house leader a lot. My dad was out working tons. They both passed. So I don't know. That's hard to answer, but maybe.
All right. Was somebody too busy at times where you felt like they weren't always quite there for you?
I don't know. Both of my parents worked at one time. So maybe as a child that might have felt that way.
All right, because I got a message from the other side. They're with you now. They're watching over you. And they're telling me to tell you, keep on with your ideas, keep on with your projects. They're telling me you were born with amazing energy and they want you to use that energy. Are you understanding that?
I am. I feel I've newly refound that after these past couple of years. So that's good.
Okay. We expect great things from you because you have an amazing energy field to yourself.
Thank you so much, Peter.
You're quite welcome.
And thank you,
Debbie, thank you so
Stefan.
much for coming onto the show tonight. Is Peter Marks absolutely amazing?
Yes, I agree.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining tonight. Anybody would like to reach out to Peter for a private reading, you can reach Peter calling this telephone number 203 206 9353. That's 203 206 9353. Joan, you said something very, very interesting at the beginning of the show, and I don't want to gloss over it because I think it was very, very powerful information. And that is, you met Peter Marks X number of years ago before you became a, shall I say, practicing psychic
I wasn't even,
medium,
I was
intuitive,
not
and he
looking.
said you were going to get into the field. Is that correct?
No, we're not exactly the field. He said, you have Scorpio in the 10th. You have to bring to life something dead. What does that mean? He said, maybe you could refurbish furniture. I said, there's no way. I don't know antiques. But the phrase he kept saying, resurrect the dead. And I became a medium. Years later, I wasn't. But if Debbie's still there, I want to just congratulate her because she's going to grandma.
Ah,
Oh, fantastic. Debbie is backstage. Debbie is backstage. She can you and I can see her reacting to your congratulations to her on becoming a grandma. So
Yeah, they said
Congratulations to me. Many,
She
many
doesn't know
blessings
it.
to you. And Debbie, thank you so much
They
for
don't
coming onto
tell
the show tonight.
you.
We're
They
going to
don't
go
know
to
you.
Katarina next. We're going to go to Katarina next. We're going to the program. Katarina, good evening to you. Welcome to Find My Divine. How are you this evening?
I'm good. I'm so happy to be here, and I
Well,
appreciate
we're
being
happy
here.
to have you here. Now, what state are you watching the show from?
New York.
The state of New York. Who do you have a question for?
Peter.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Joan.
Peter, say good evening to Katarina.
Hello, Katarina. I knew a Katarina in New Jersey 30 years ago who was a psychic. And she
Oh,
told me one day I would be doing this type of work. May I ask your date of birth, please?
sure. 3/25, 1961.
325 of 1961. Is there a specific question that you have for myself and the guides?
Yes. Will I be successful in the job that I'm in now, or will I be getting a promotion at another place? Is that too detailed?
No. Um, they just said a promotion. They're talking about a promotion for you. Now, I want to ask you this. You have very astute business sense. You're very good with business. In fact, you should have gone into business for yourself. Um, they were talking to me about you going into business for yourself. Now, I also want to say, do you care for people at all? Because they're showing me you caring for people.
Yes, that's what I do.
All right. What specifically are you doing? Because you stand out more than most people. People adore you. They want to be around you. They find you absolutely amazing. You're very intuitive. You're highly intuitive.
Wow. I am an occupational therapist.
You're an occupational therapist. Okay. I want to ask you, did you at one point think about starting your own business and then you were a little nervous about that?
Yes.
All right. You're being pulled now. You're being pulled to a higher level. They're saying to me you're being pulled to a higher level. I want to say your energy also is going to be increasing. And I'm also going to say this, it's hard for you to take instruction from other people because you feel you do possess these gifts and these abilities. They are showing me a promotion. They're also talking to me. Are there any issues, sensitivity around the stomach area? They keep on saying the stomach.
Really? I mean, not sometimes, not, I mean, you
They
know,
just said, watch out for the food you eat.
oh,
They're talking about the food you eat. You're going through changes right now that are going to be beneficial for you over the next 2 years. And I also want to say to you, you're very detailed with your work. I'm picking up a perfectionist here. And they're also talking to me. I don't know why, but I feel with the occupational therapy, they're talking to me about TV or radio. I don't know if you've ever thought about it, but they're showing me you showing instruction with people how to take care of them. Is that making sense to you? Because that's
uh,
going to be happening.
oh, cool. That's great. Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Telehealth. I have never done it yet, but they recently started doing telehealth in the hospitals because of
that's it. That's it. Now, I also want to say, I feel you're going to have two different positions. They're showing me almost like two different jobs.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, so you're going to be making the money is coming in, but I also want to say to you, you're very intuitive and you're very empathetic. You feel for other people, you love other people, and you hate seeing them in pain, and you don't like to see people struggle. Is that making sense to you?
100%. So much.
You're
Yep.
going to have a wonderful year.
Aw, thank you. That would be great.
Katarina, thank you
Yes.
very much for joining us on the show tonight. What do you think of Peter Marks?
I think he's great. And
Isn't
maybe
that deeply touching to meet a complete stranger? To meet a complete stranger and have them tell you very deep things you and your life. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that an unbelievable experience?
it's amazing. He hit it right on the nail, or whatever you want to say.
Peter, what do you attribute gift to?
I attribute my gift to God. I knew at a very young age that I had this calling, and it has only been augmented over the years. I think we're all born with a certain amount of intuitive psychic ability. It all depends on how you utilize it and how you work with the world with your gifts. And the other thing I wanted to say too, my gifts are increasing with each podcast, because when people come on, I love connecting with people, I love helping people. And I am so glad to be working with Stefan Rybak, who, through his amazing media background, has allowed this podcast to come to fruition. So thank you, my friend.
Peter, thank you very much for your kind. I'm honored and I'm very blessed that you would use those incredibly kind words. We're going to ask Joan to come back on. Hello, Joan.
Yeah.
And we're also going to invite Deborah onto the show right now. Deborah has been patiently waiting behind the scenes. And Deborah, we're going to say hello to you. Where are you watching the show from tonight, Deborah?
Hi, I'm also in New York.
In New York. And we're going to have you talk to Joan right now. Say hello and good evening to Joan.
Hi, Joan. How are you? I think you might be on mute.
I think we might have a little bit of a technical issue. Ladies and gentlemen, this is live TV. This is not rehearsed. This is all live. So what happens from time to time when you do a live show, it's being broadcast not only in the United States and Canada, but all around the world. Every once in a while, you have a little technical snafu. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give a directing command. If anybody's ever wanted to be a TV director, you're going to watch me do it right now with Joan. Joan, I'm seeing that your internet connection appears to be low. So what I'm going to ask you to do is shut off your device. I'm going to ask you to shut off your device and then reboot it, and then try to log back into the, and we'll get you on, okay? Because we can see you, but we can't hear you. And that's because the internet connection where you are is not very strong. So reboot your device, log back into the show, and we'll get you on, because I know people really, really want readings from you, okay? All right. Peter Marks. Peter Marks, the floor is yours. We're going to ask Peter to jump back in impromptu, and Peter's going to ask you your date of birth. What is your date of birth, Deborah?
January 8th, 1968.
January 8th, 1968. 1868. It's got a really nice ring to it. And as I explained a little earlier, Deborah, the reason Peter asks for the date of birth is, in addition to being a psychic, he's also an astrologer, and he's created his own astrological program. It's a very exclusive, very dynamic, very intricate astrological program, and it involves asking people their date of birth. So Peter, 1868, and dynamic Deborah from New York would love to hear what you have to say.
Sure. Deborah, the first thing that I want to focus in on for you is work. They're talking to me about work. Are you aware that you have a good mind for work? They
Yeah.
just said to me, you're excellent in your field. You're excellent with organization, with bringing things together,
Hmm.
with making sure that a company is making money and doing well. Are you aware of that?
Right. Yes, I am.
All right. Now, I also feel you've gone through certain changes also. Are you reevaluating work, or they're saying something about changes coming up? Uh, Go ahead.
Well, there's always, how do I say this? There's always that fear of not having a job or not having, especially in the last 2 years, there's been a lot of
Yes.
uncertainty. So then going forward, as you get older, you need to so retirement age is 67, right? And the cost of living on Long Island, New York is very expensive. So you always need to
Yes.
have an income. Like there's really no light at the end of the tunnel that, I'm retiring and, enjoying my pension, certainly not in New York. It's just the costs are so high. So yes, there's possibilities for change. So can I hang into the same position for the next 14 years or, whatever amount of years it has to happen? Probably. But then am I using all the skills? Probably not. So the changes that are happening are there's people retiring. I don't know if they're going to fill those positions or just, collapse them all into other people taking on the work. So is there a possibility for like a manager position coming up? Maybe, but I think they're not. I feel like as people retire, they're not replacing the position as they were. They're kind of condensing positions. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I could potentially
Yes.
be up for a manager position, but are they going to do it? And then with going to that manager position, you know, this stage of the game, do I want to take on all this extra work?
I feel that you're at a crossroads. I also am sensing they're talking to me about other positions being offered to you. I do. I want to say I feel that you are transitioning into something else. I also want to ask you: are you in management? Because you're really incredibly gifted in what you're doing, and I feel management here. But I also feel at times you're a little hesitant to take that on.
Um, I'm not in a managerial role. I have been in the past.
Yes.
So yes, because the feedback on my reviews from my people I support have been that uh, they think that I'm capable of much more, and they
Absolutely.
kind of don't understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. So yeah, there's that. I do have that.
Yes. Okay. Now they're also showing me something around education or education and schooling, and they keep on pushing it to in my direction. Are you thinking about going back for more education?
I thought about it. I
But
thought about it.
you're struggling with that because you really don't want to go back if you don't have to go back.
It's not that I want to choose the right area. I mean, I have an associate's, I have a bachelor's, I don't have a master's, which I think would help. But
Okay.
then, would it be an MBA? Would it be law school? You know, where would it be?
I want to say they're talking to me about MBA. They are also showing me your energy, your shift. You're getting frustrated. They're saying you're getting frustrated and you want to be recognized for who you are and what you're capable of doing. And you've got to make a decision. Now, I don't know why they're also showing me health. They're showing me health area. I don't know what you're doing now. Have you anything connected with you with company with health or assisting people?
Well, I worked for a hospital for many years.
That's what they're telling me
Yeah, that's
about.
part of
Okay.
it, but it was like a dead end job.
Yes.
And yeah, I probably could have done something else there. Um, but I was more forward with them saying that in that position I was in, that I was more of a manager, and they were
Yes.
getting the quality of a manager, yet you treat me like a cleric. So not that that's wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. But in my years of experience, etc., so I left and then I moved on, and I didn't
Okay.
look back. Honestly, it's been 5 years, and it's like a vague memory that I worked there. So yes, I've been
Right.
involved in a lot of healthcare.
With a lot of healthcare. You have opportunities coming up if you'll allow them to come in. And what I wanted to say to you also, some people are going to be threatened by you. They're going to be jealous of you. But I also want to say you haven't used your capability yet. You are amazing in your abilities with organization, putting things together, and also delegating responsibility. Is this making sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Is Joan back with us?
Back with us. I think we've gotten the internet situation corrected. Joan, can you hear us? Oh my goodness. Deborah, thank you very much for joining us this evening. It was a pleasure having you on. Joan, I think we might be experiencing a little bit of an internet issue where you are. So we are going to move on, and we're going to call on Kiki. Kiki, good evening to you.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing very, very well. Where are you watching the show from this evening?
I'm in Connecticut.
Oh,
You're in the state of Connecticut, and
Yeah.
Marks is going to ask you your date of birth.
It's 7/2/1980.
July 2nd, 1980. 7/2/1980. For people who are watching, have you ever spoken with Peter Marks before?
No, I haven't.
You've never spoken, you've never communicated with Peter.
Nope.
Okay, so this is the first time the two of you are going to be speaking. Peter, what do we have for Kiki?
I actually just lost. There was something going on here. All right, 7/2/1980. Okay, here. The first thing I want to ask you, are you working with your intuitive ability at all?
No.
Are you? No. All right. Are you aware that you have it?
No.
All right. All right, you're not. Okay. I am also going to say to you, they keep on showing me a lot of sensitivity with you. They're talking about home. Okay. Are you understanding with the home connection?
No, maybe.
All right. You said 7/2/1980, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. All right. They are showing me people around you, and they're showing me a lot of people around you. They're showing me changes around you. Are you connected with that? Because I pick up somebody with a strong personality. I pick up somebody with a very strong personality that speaks their mind, that tells people the way. Are you getting that?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
In a nice way, but yes.
In a nice way. All right. Now, your guides are telling me they are trying to come to you and connect with you on a spiritual level. Are you feeling that?
Sometimes, sometimes not.
All right. Are you connecting with the metaphysical or the spiritual world at all?
I do sometimes. I haven't been recently though.
You haven't been recently. All right. Are there specific questions? That's what they're asking me about. They're also saying to me, you're very dynamic in your personality, and they're saying to me leadership. So are you understanding that?
Yes.
All right. Can I ask what you're doing?
So I actually have my own events company. So I do events and weddings.
All right, got it. All right. They kept on doing, it's funny. They kept on showing me home. And what they were showing to me was people calling you from home or from outside the home and setting things up. That's where the home situation came in. Now, you have expansion this year. You're going to be expanding and expanding and expand. Are you aware that business is going to be booming for you?
No, but that's amazing. That's very good to hear.
Yeah, I want to say this. You're very analytical. They're showing me an analytical part to you, and you are very detailed. Everything's got to be perfect. You don't like to leave anything up to finding fault, any problems. everything is perfect before you even take on a project.
Yes.
And they're also saying this to me. I don't know why, but they are saying you're great with communication. You love to talk. There is a part of you that loves to talk. And they are showing me, I want to ask you, do you advertise? Because they're showing me you doing something on a podium, or they just said to me advertising, but the money is going to be flowing.
Oh, that's amazing. No, I don't advertise at all.
You know, is it through referral?
Yes.
Referral.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I also, and I don't know why they're saying this to me. They keep on saying anxious.
Oh, well, I have a big event this weekend that I'm very anxious about.
Oh, is that why you're anxious? Okay. All right. Why are you anxious about it?
It's just I got it late, so I didn't start the event. So I'm coming in late. So I'm just trying to put all the pieces together.
All right. Now, are you planning on expanding? Because they're showing me expansion.
Yes, I mean I would love to like have more and more events and more jobs and everything.
All right. Okay. And I don't know why they're showing this to me. This is down the road. They're showing me you working with major corporations. And then they're showing me something, and I don't know. I think this is within the next couple of years or something. Are you on the water? They're showing me you living on the water.
I actually just moved to California and I live by the water.
All right. You live right. All right. You are in such a great position because I see people reaching out to you. I see people wanting to connect with you. They're showing me restaurants also. They're showing me connections with restaurants, catering. You're going to be a busy beaver.
That's awesome. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah. You're going through changes right now, but they're saying to me the money's going to be flowing.
Awesome. Very good.
So Kiki, at the start of the show tonight, I said, if you're looking for a message that's positive, encouraging, enlightening, and empowering, boy, oh boy, you just got all 4 of those things in one reading, plus more from Peter Marks. Good for you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kiki from Connecticut. It was a pleasure to have you on tonight's show. We're going to Marcia to the show. Marcia has been waiting very, very patiently. Hello, Marcia. How's it going?
Hi, Stefan. How are you?
I'm feeling great. Say hello to the one, the only, the inimitable Peter Marks, psychic and astrologer extraordinaire. Man, I just get so fired up when I watch people who have never spoken with Peter before get the reading that Kiki just got from Peter. Just amazing. So I'm going to let the two of you talk.
Thank you.
And Marcia, what is your date of birth, please?
It is October 31st, 1968.
October 31st of 1968. Okay. Is there a specific question that you have for myself for the guides, or would you like a general reading?
Well, I was really hoping to kind of connect with Joan for, to reach out to a loved one, but I'm so happy I've got you as well. So a general reading is fine with me.
Okay. What I want to say to you, they just said this to me. Now, you're normally You're very optimistic. They're showing me, they're actually saying at times you get a little anxious. They're talking to me a little about anxiety. Now, I want to ask you, they're also saying to me, as far as Joan is concerned, you also have intuitive ability. Are you aware of that?
I have been told that, but I have not tapped into it.
You haven't? Well, your guys just said to me they're hoping you will tap into this. Now, the other thing I'm picking up here, they're showing me changes around work. they keep on saying to me changes around work, to ask you, are you reevaluating right now where you are?
Yes. I just went back. I haven't been working for a while, and I just went back to the company. It took a while to get back in, and I just started again.
Okay. Are you, they're talking to me about you're not quite sure if you want to stay there. That's what they just said.
Yeah, I think I'm good at it. I'm not sure what I want to do.
All right. Okay. What can I ask exactly what you're doing at work?
I'm an optician right now.
Oh, you're an optician. Okay.
Yes.
I want to, they just said to me they feel a change for you.
Okay.
Just a change. I don't think you're going to be honest with you, I don't feel you're going to be staying with the company.
Okay.
They told me that you've had enough time to reevaluate by not being at the company of really what you want to do. Is that making
Okay.
sense to you?
It is. Yes.
All right. The other thing, they're also they throw things at me. Are you aware? They keep on saying to tell you to drink more water. They're showing me water, 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 water. Are you understanding that?
Yeah. Yes, very much so.
All right, you've got to cleanse yourself. Oh, here is Joan. Joan, I wanted to find out if you were able to speak.
Oh,
1, 2,
please.
3. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Oh,
All right, now I'm
perfect.
back on. I do have
All
a message.
right.
I didn't catch your name, but
Go
you
ahead.
keep showing me all these books as though you have a new study. You could include what you're doing now, of course, because of training, but maybe there's an aspect of what you do that's new. And I just see you giving me books for you to read, but it's about study. Does that make any sense?
Okay.
We're incorporating something
It
new in the
does.
career. Yeah. So that's a
Yes.
go. And don't push it. Let it evolve. It will come when it comes. Not, oh, the psychic said this, I better go take a class. It's not like that. You went through a very difficult period of loss. And we all have that, but it seemed like all at once, maybe more than one person. And it took a toll on you, but to resurrect, like the flowers in the spring, you're ready to bloom. And there's new growth entering. You need a little vacation, even if it's just 3 days. It doesn't have to be on a plane, like Rhode Island or something like that. That's good for you because you do a lot of intense work. What's your birthday?
It's Halloween, October 31st, 1968.
Well, you have that independent energy, and you need to recharge by being alone. And that 31 is for the details. And this year, you're in the 11th year. It's about relationships, whether a new one comes in or you break up, or relationships with clients. Last year, you started a new cycle. So all this beautiful new growth, planting seeds for what you want. I keep seeing you as though you have a subset of someone else's business, like you have your own space, or you may rent part of their office for your own thing. Does that make any sense?
No, not right now. It doesn't.
A corner that's yours. A corner that's yours. So you may have something like that coming up where it's your own independent work, but it's still not your whole. Okay. It's not, you don't have to pay for the whole rent. So that would be good.
Okay.
And I believe you. And so your mother keeps coming in. Is she passed?
Yeah, she has.
So she's the one that she's by your side. You're in a car. I think she's sitting by the car, and she loves.
Oh my gosh, I am.
Cake. She loves coffee cake.
She did like coffee cake, yeah.
And she's sipping the coffee with the cake. It's like you can never have enough. And she's making me laugh. Like that's her. You know when they say meditate, that's her meditation. A piece of coffee, and it has to be coffee cake. And she says you have siblings. She had more than one child, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and she's proud of all her kids, but you need more playtime.
Yes, I do. Well, I had playtime, and I did this on my last vacation, so.
Gentle play shopping.
Marcia, thank you very much for being on the show tonight. It has been a great pleasure as we move along and invite Stephanie to come onto the show. Stephanie, how are you this evening?
Good. How are you? I'm sorry I'm
Very
blurry.
well. That's okay. That's okay. But we can see your shining personality come right through. What state are you
Beautiful head
watching
of
the show
hair.
from tonight, Stephanie?
Connecticut.
Another one from the Nutmeg State, the Constitution State, Connecticut. Stephanie, say hello to the one and only Joan Carra.
Hi, Joan.
Hello, Stephanie. I love your curls. Ooh,
Thank you.
Stephanie, I keep, it's not physical, but I get this itchiness. Not like you have itchiness, but you're itching to move or change. But you don't know the direction yet, or it's not you want to change something? Do you hear me?
Yeah. It's not time yet.
But
It's
you're
not
getting
time.
ready. Yeah, but it will present itself.
Yeah.
It's just that you're not, because you don't like to be bored. You've been doing the routine and we've all been locked down with COVID, but it's very different. Very different. What's your birthday?
3976.
Oh, well, the 3 has that creative energy, communication, people, kids. The 9, to be fulfilled when you have a 9 is to be the humanitarian, to give of service with your heart. There's someone around you who says they're a nurse, you know, why do I see nurses around you? Anyone in the family was a nurse? You wanted to be a nurse? You are a nurse? Nobody's sick. They do it as a job, the nurse.
No, nobody that
No.
was a nurse. But
But
my mom had that energy.
She acted like a nurse. She would take care of people very sick.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so she didn't have to be trained, but she was the big caregiver. And she said, you know, it's in a way, who else was going to do it? She knew how to do it innately. Okay, and she passed.
Yes.
Okay, so your mom's here, and boy, public policy, some governmental energy. Anybody works in the government, even local government. I don't mean, you know, Washington D.C., local in the county or something. Public policy. I'm hearing that, or the school.
Oh, I don't know.
All right, we'll put
School?
that in the back of your mind. It could come up like Peter's
Yeah,
prediction. 10 years later it came up. So public policy. You have a drive. This is waking up as though, I don't know if you're going to fight for the environment or animal rights. I get something like that for you, that you have a passion for a cause. Okay. Your mother had anything, a blood disorder or blood problems
Cancer.
of the blood?
No,
No.
not of the
Who
blood
has the
though.
blood? The blood could be minor. It could be anemia. It could be, someone has to get blood tests. All right. If it doesn't click, that's all right. Sometimes, you believe it or not, it could be someone else waiting online that we may hear of. It's not bleeding. It's just check the blood.
I
Could
have
even be-
diabetes.
Do you
I
have
have
to check?
diabetes.
But you don't have to check your blood, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, you do. You do. All right. You check blood levels. Okay. I didn't
That
even know
might be
that.
me.
Oh, okay. But you're doing a good job. And there's going to be maybe in 10 years new medicines for diabetes. That's what I'm getting a sense. They're showing me, your mother showed me, there's even new treatment that's going to even be easier and healthier. You're not eating the coffee cake with your mom then, but she loved it. Even if she wasn't supposed to eat it, she loved it. And she keeps playing with these little kids. Your mom is talking about her grandchildren. Does she have any? Does she have any, or?
My son, and that's my biggest concern right now.
All right. Let me just see. What's his birthday? Just the month and day.
210.
Is he getting at that age where he's trying to be a rebel or independent? Little lost, but he's acting out.
Yeah, it's getting he needs more attention. He needs my attention and direction. He's homeschooled, so I need to help him to find direction.
Now, don't forget, he had a tough time with the last 3 years with COVID. He also needs some play dates or friends. But I think he's too lonely. He's got a connection to the cosmic, like the stars, astronomy, something like astronauts. But if he needs that, but sometimes being floundering isn't the negative thing. People always think you have to be super focused. Sometimes you want to touch and feel things. He's lonely and he's bored.
Yeah.
He's lonely and he feels he has, oh my God, I got to pit my stomach. The problem with the dad energy, dad's
Mm-hmm.
not there for him. Yeah, this is you. I think you and the father need to get on the same page to help this little boy. He's not that old. So you really have to say it's a special day for him, not just for his birthday. Invite some kids, try to find out how you can touch base with other kids. He has some special needs, not severe, but enough where you have to be on top of it. Have patience with him, but bring him. He may need a cat. What about a cat or a dog? Does he have that?
Yeah. We have to wait till we get out of this home.
Yeah, he would
The new home.
thrive more, but he's all right. But you have to say this too shall pass to him. Tell him it's not forever. It's temporary, and you're doing a good job. Always give him that kudos. You're doing a good job. The encouragement. Make him a star pupil, no matter what his grade is, because he has to feel like I'm struggling. I'm doing it, Mom, and you're going to help him. Summer may be good, even if it's a week with camp the whole summer. That may help. But even stuff like have the father bring him for swimming or something like that, catch the ball, make it his birthday more than once a year. All right.
Stephanie, thank you for joining the show tonight. Good luck to you and God bless you. Now, I do want to tell the audience that yesterday was the first time that I had ever spoken with Joan. Joan, you connected on the telephone and you did a reading for me while I was on the phone with you. And I was just stunned in such a great and beautiful way by the information that you were conveying. Joan, where would you say your gift comes from?
I think it's two things. One is genetics, and the second is trauma. Yale University is doing a study about psychics come out of trauma, and that brain has can figure out logical things aren't working, so we have to go more into the intuition. But I think it's genetics because my aunt had it, my mom had it in a different kind of way, and I found out, which I didn't know my father's side, but I found out my grandmother and my father's side had a big vision about that she had to bring the family up the hill, and then there was the earthquake. So I heard that that side was very psychic. So I'm going to say it's genetics, like people say there's music in the family or math or whatever. So I would say it's both. And yeah, I think I had to turn to faith when life was really upside down, and so it opens up because that strict rational way of living or whatever it is wasn't working. So then you have to rely on a higher source and the insights. So I think it's a few things, but I found a lot of psychics like, well, at 13 we'll buy a palmistry book or astrology. We'll look at those things, for fun. It's not taught schools, maybe yet, but it's
well, Joan, you have a
where,
fascinating story. And speaking of fascinating, is it Brienne?
Yes.
Hi, Brienne. Welcome to the show. Nice to see you evening. How's everything going?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Relaxed. That's good.
We're going to invite Peter Marks to come from backstage and to come back onto the stage with us. And so, Brienne, say hello to Peter Marks.
Hello, Peter.
How are you? How are
Good.
you tonight? Good. How can I help you?
I'll do a general reading, please.
All right, give me your date of birth, please, dear.
3/11/1986.
3/11 of 1986.
Yes.
Okay. Bear with me for a minute.
Okay.
And do you remember what time you were born, dear, or no?
I do. 2:30 p.m.
2:30 p.m. Perfect. Okay, we're going to make this as precise. And I want to let you know, because the guides are telling me this right now, you were born with amazing energy. You were
Thank
born
you.
with absolutely amazing energy, and they're hoping you're going to use it.
I'm trying. I'm trying to figure it
All
out.
right. You are a dynamo. You're an absolute dynamo. I'm going to say this to you. I want you, you do have, by the way, you do have strong spiritual, you are highly intuitive.
Yeah,
You are,
I've been working on it.
you've been working on it. Now, I don't know why I see theater. I don't know why I see theater around you. They're showing me theater and being out in the public. But I want to ask you, are you going through emotional changes? Because they keep on saying to me, emotional changes, you're coming into your own. You don't know, you're not sure which direction to go.
It's so funny. I literally did like a meditation today and like just your purpose. And one of the things that I was writing that just came to me was emotions are okay. Emotions are okay. Which is so weird that you just said that. So yes, I just suffered a loss and I've been going through the emotions of it all. So yes.
Okay. All right. You're talking about a loss with a person.
A miscarriage. So yeah, kind of.
Oh, a miscarriage. Can I tell you the baby is around you?
I feel it.
The baby is around you. The baby was not ready to come into this life right now. And I'm going to explain this. What I'm being told by the other side, there's so much chaos, there's so much uncertainty globally about what is happening. I feel the baby will come in at another time.
Okay.
But right now, you have to focus on you.
Okay.
I'm being told that you are coming into your own. I also want to say to you, they're showing me school also. They're
Okay.
talking to me about, are you going back to school or are you still in school?
I'm thinking about two options. Oh yeah, yeah, going back to school or doing something new.
You're
Uh,
going to be doing something new. I don't know why they're showing this to me, but you're a very nurturing person. You care about everybody. You do.
mm,
Now, I'm going to throw this at you. They're talking to me and saying you would be a great lawyer.
really, that makes sense, but I am nowhere near ready for that.
All right. They're also showing me you teaching. They're
Okay.
showing me you teaching.
Yeah, I was
And
thinking.
go ahead. Are you there?
All right.
Do you understand?
You
You
said, I'm
understand the
sorry.
teaching part? Do you
Yeah, I heard
understand
the
the
teaching
teaching?
part. Yes.
Yeah, all right. Now, I don't know why they keep on showing me theater. They're showing me theater. They're showing me. I don't know if at one time you wanted to, maybe
I
when you
did
were
want to do
young,
it when I was younger, but
when you were younger. All right.
yeah,
I want to say to you, your karma, the reason you're here is to help other people. You're here to help other people. And you also, they're showing me you're very strong willed. You don't take crap from anybody.
no, no. Yeah, that's right. I mean, yes, that's right. You're right. I won't take it from anybody.
You won't take it from anybody. You're definitely headed in the right direction. You are
Mm.
headed there. And they're saying to me they're around you. And the baby's right with you. So don't worry. Don't
Okay.
worry. Everything is going to work out. But I also am being told you're anxious and you're nervous. Everything will be fine.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome, dear. Did you want to add anything, Joan?
Oh yeah, I seen this image of you wearing a backpack and there's a baby in it, and you're
Okay.
bending down and you're planting a garden.
Okay, so well,
So it's almost
I lost a baby and then I got pregnant again. So it's been a
oh,
very
you're pregnant
emotional
now.
roller coaster.
Roller coaster and the hormones. Yeah. You're pregnant now then. Oh, don't worry about it. The baby and I a papoose, that's what it would be. But you may do a
Yeah.
modern backpack. She's on she or he is on your back and you're planting like the garden and feeling the growth and that whole energy of seedlings and growing. And
Okay.
you may actually plant a garden because there's a lot of vegetables for you to
Yeah,
eat.
yeah. My sister's
And you may
begging me to
make your
do
own
it, so it
baby
makes
food.
sense.
All right, good, 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 good.
Okay.
And many
Thank you, guys.
blessings to you. Don't worry about it. You'll have the family you want.
Thank you so much, guys. You
Yes.
are both amazing. Thank you.
You're quite welcome, dear. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you.
Just stunning that the both of you would pick up on what Brienne has been experiencing. Brienne, what did you think of tonight's readings from Peter and Joan?
Wonderful. Exactly. It's funny how we picked up the emotion part of it. That's just like the whole
Yeah.
big thing going on right now. Like sad, grief, all these emotions, and then happy, and then sad, confused. It's just been
Oh,
it's a roller coaster of emotions.
Brienne, thank
So
you
it
for
was,
being on the show this evening. We've
thank you
enjoyed
so much for
having you
having me.
on. Well, Peter and Joan, it's been a very, very interesting evening. Joan, one of the things that I would like to ask you is, do you ever get asked about affirmations? Do
oh
any
yeah.
of your
I'm not
clients
getting
ever
asked.
ask about, and what affirmations do you suggest people say?
Yeah, I give it. What helped me when I had my own depression and everything, I studied Louise Hay, and that got me out. And I saw positive changes in my life. And I tell people when they feel stuck and so down, it's impossible. You have to make it a different mindset. It depends. The affirmations depends on what you're going through, but one thing I was working on, I'm responsible for my money. I'm responsible for my money, and it gives you a whole different attitude towards money when you say, "Wait a second, I'm in charge of it. I got to take care of it." And same thing with your health. And a lot of people, there's one that's it's an old one from over 100 years ago. Every day in every way, it's getting better and better, and you could phrase it every day in every way. My health is improving. I release at night. I release all toxins, including negative thoughts. Pre-cancer or whatever. So I release it. And if people are like gonna leave a job, want to leave the job or a relationship, I always say, listen, you have to bless it and thank it for what you learned, or else you're going to repeat and do that same job or have that same kind of relations. So release it with love and send healing to it. Thanks for everything you taught me. And then you'll see that it's not this big negative animosity and you blame everybody else, but you're taking responsibility. Hey, I did it. Bless it. And you'll see the new openings without repeating the whole thing again.
Joan's website is psychicjoancarra.net. Psychic Joan Carra, C-A-R-R-A, psychicjoancarra.net. And if you would like to reach out to Joan via telephone, you can do so at the following number, 203-531-6387. That's 203-531-6387. Joan, it has been an honor having you on the program tonight. Thank you so much for coming on. Mr. Peter Marks, wasn't it great working with Joan this evening?
I was thrilled working with Joan tonight. I felt as if I had reconnected with a very old friend. And I don't mean age wise, I mean as far as wisdom. Joan and I immediately reconnected again. I adore her. I think she's absolutely amazing. I would love to work with her again. So I felt very blessed that
And
she was
I
on
feel
the show.
blessed. And this was such a amazing connection to me of like, oh my God, this is a teacher on TV. And I went to him for advice and now I'm working with him. Oh my God, how could that be, right? And he lives in Connecticut, and so do I. I met him in Manhattan. So yes, I
It
would
has
love
been
to
an
work
evening of
together.
blessings. Thank you again for coming on the show, Joan. It's been an
I am
honor to
very
have you
honored
on.
and humbled by this invitation. Thank you.
Hope to see you again soon.
Yeah.
Peter,
Okay. Yes.
it's been another very interesting evening, and I want to thank you again for sharing your intuitive gifts with the world. You are truly an amazing man, Peter. And as long as I've known you, and as many psychic and intuitive readings that I have seen you provide, I never cease to be amazed at what a divine gift you have. I'm honored to know you, and it is a gift to be working with you, Peter.
Well, I want to also say this to you, Stefan. For as many years as I've been doing meetings and I have been providing for the public, it is my greatest joy that I have connected with you, not only as a dear friend, but also the commentator. You are beyond superlative with your work. And I love the fact that you not only put this whole podcast together, but you come on, you disseminate your words of wisdom, your feelings on spirituality. And I just feel all the way around blessed that we have this podcast together.
Thank you for your kind words, Peter. Thank you very, very much. Well, that wraps up this week's edition of Find My Divine. I do have a closing thought, and it is this: may God bless you. May God heal you. May God restore you. May God fix what's broken. May God open doors for you. May God calm your storms and give you strength, reverse your loss. May God provide the miraculous breakthrough that you have been patiently waiting for. Thank you for watching. Good luck to you. God bless you, and good night.